So you might be wondering that, why do I ask someone that is staying in the UK or outside Nigeria for money, and they keep telling me stories? I know these people are making it big. Why are they not sending money to me? I asked my friend for support. He's not turning up. He's not helping out. I asked Raphael to assist me in one sort of finance or the likes, and he's not helping me. Well, because I feel like if I share this in a video, I feel like it's going to be very well much understood. Yeah. So I'm getting late. I'm going to distribute this into 3 parts. One, the funding of coming to the UK, whether as a student or as a worker. Second point is the standard of living in the UK, and third point is the ability to get a very good job in the UK. Also, let's talk about finance and how everybody is able to arrive at a place like this called the UK. Let's talk about the finances involved. Now, when you see somebody tell you that he or she has traveled out of the country, in as much as you are joyful of how the person was able to successfully travel out of the country without any issue, especially from the immigration, you should also ask yourself this question. Family and friends and well-wishers, how was this person able to fund his or her traveling? Because to travel out for work or for study is very, very expensive. It costs millions and millions of naira. At least the least person that I've known that has been able to travel successfully, I think of recent, the person spent averagely around, if I'm correct, averagely around 18 million naira. 18 million naira. Now, if we look at the situation of the economy now, I expect you to be able to ask yourself one question: that how is this person able to fund himself? This is a question you should ask. But most of the time, when people ask this question, also they also forget to look at the fact that this person was not rich. He was not Dangote's son or daughter, and yet this person was able to fund himself. You should know that at the end of the day, this person was what this person did was to borrow money to fund himself to come down to the country. Now, after borrowing money, the person now arrives. At some point, the person needs to return this money that he or she borrowed. Is that not what would have actually happened? That is actually what happened to about 80 to 90% of people that actually traveled out of the country. Now, when they arrive, first of all, they've not gotten job. Even if they've gotten job, they have balance of tuition fee to pay. They have to offset the money they borrowed and the like. So that is one reason why most of the time when you call them that you need one money or the other and they are not turning up, that is one reason that they are telling you they don't have. All right, so for standard of living, it is very expensive to stay in the UK. In fact, and I think especially in places like London and some other city-like places, it's very expensive. And to make it worse, we pay our rent here every month. So that means, and the funny thing is, your salary is not fixed, or should I say your wages is not fixed. What is fixed is how much you are being paid per hour. How much you are being paid per hour depends on so many factors, but a minimum of £10 and a maximum of about £12 to start. Now, you can be given 20 hours this week, and the next week you can be given 40 hours. And the week coming after, you can be given just 10 hours. So, as you're making the money and you're being paid, you are trying to save up your money so that you're able to pay your rent as at the day it is due. Here is not like Nigeria or any other African country whereby aside from paying your monthly rent, if you're lagging behind, you can simply call the landlord that he should give you a month or 2 months, allowance for you to gather the money. No, here once your rent is due, you must pay. If you don't pay, you would have to leave the apartment. And that's what the law says. So when you're asking for people for money, know that they are trying to save up. And most of the time also, when people ask money for, or when they ask for financial help from, people in the UK, they believe that they are the only one. Most of the time, in fact, all the time, you are not the only one. For every one person that is asking for money, there are about 5, 7, sometimes even 10 or 15 people that are asking for more money, that are also asking for financial help. So at the end of the day, it becomes overwhelming. Most people usually think that the only thing you sort out, the only thing you pay money for here is rent. No, it's not rent. We have rent, we have food, we have transport, we have utility bill, phone bill. So when you estimate that, for example, you are earning, £400 every 2 weeks, and from that £400, you must save £300. You have £100 remaining, and from that £100, you have to do your phone bill. You have to sort out so many things. At the end of the day, your finances are slim. All right, so let's look at how easy it is for you to get a job when you arrive as a student. So except if you're a worker, which means that immediately you arrive in the UK, you start your work. It's going to take you time. I remember when I came, it took me about, I think, 2 months or so before I got a job. So after I got the job, it also took me time to adapt to the job, which means that as I started, I couldn't do much hours. So with that, when I got used to the job also, I needed to now start doing more hours so that I can be able to pay my bills. So the UK generally, I don't think it's only the UK. If you're living in any of these westernized countries where their currency is a bit high and they're passing through so many financial stuff, it takes time before you adjust to the system. Some people, when their family arrive here, they, ask for help, and these people help to the extent that when they want to renew their visa or they need money, people from Nigeria cannot assist, even in the littlest way. So at the end of the day, these people result, either their document get expired and they are deported, or at the end of the day, they just start living, below the light, if you understand what I mean, in this country. So that's basically it. Normally, there is no one that would come to a place like this, look back at what is happening in his home country, and will be like, okay, is you guys are the one in Nigeria, so you guys should sort yourself out. I've left for good, no more looking back. I'm telling you, there is no guy, no, in fact, even if your enemy is the person ruling Nigeria, even if your enemy is the person that is telling you about the suffering they are passing through, at some point you want to help. But when your finances are not in order here, you would find it difficult because you are trying to survive yourself. So you find it difficult to help with the little money you have because you don't know how, you can't predict. You don't know whether you'll be out on the street the next day. You don't know whether you need money to buy one thing or the other. You don't know whether you don't know when or how you're going to, gather money to take care of some certain things here. So that's the way it is. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one.